Hello Asayans! So in this video, I am going to be your math teacher for 2 minutes or so. And we are going to discuss how to get the volume of a solid figure and its formula. But I only chose two solid figures, which are rectangular prism and cylinder. Now let's start. Okay dear Asayans, let's have the first solid figure, which is rectangular prism. But what is rectangular prism? Well, in geometry, a rectangular prism can be defined as a three-dimensional solid shape which has 6 faces that are rectangles. A rectangular prism is also a cuboid. Now to get the volume of a rectangular prism, we need to multiply its length by its width and multiply the product we got with its height. Hence, the formula for getting the volume of a rectangular prism is equals to length times width times height. Now that we know how to get the volume of a rectangular prism, let's try to solve these examples, shall we? First example, let's say our length is 12 cm and our width is 6 cm and our height is 20 cm. Now let's solve. So our equation is 12 times 6 times 20. 12 times 6 is equals to 72. 72 times 20 is equals to 1,440. Which means the volume of a rectangular prism is equals to 1,440 cubic centimeter. Our first example is a little piece of cake, right? So why don't we make a little heart? So for our second example, we have our length as 300 centimeter, our width as 100 centimeter, and our height as 200 centimeter. Now let's solve. 300 times 100 times 200. 300 times 100 is equals to 30,000. 30,000 times 200 is equals to 6 million. Therefore, the volume of a rectangular prism is 6 million cubic centimeters. A lot of numbers, huh? Let's proceed to the third example. For the third and final example for our rectangular prism, let's have our length as 90 centimeter, our width as 15 centimeter, our height as 33 centimeter. Now let's 90 times 15 times 33. 90 times 15 is equals to 1,350. 1,350 times 33 is equals to 44,550. Therefore, the volume for our last example is 44,550 cubic centimeter. Okay, now that we've finished talking about rectangular prism and even try to solve for the volume of a rectangular prism, let's proceed to the second solid figure, which is cylinder. But what is cylinder? Well, geometrically, it can be considered as a prism with circle as its base. Now to get the volume of a cylinder, we need to multiply pi with radius square and multiply the product with its height. Hence, the formula for getting the volume of a cylinder is equals to pi times radius square times height. Now that we know how to solve for the volume of a cylinder, why don't we try solving again? For the first example, let's have our radius as 3 centimeter and our height as 19 centimeter. Now we take our pi as 3.14 And we double up our radius because it says in the formula pi times radius square times height. Radius square means doubling up your radius and multiplying them together. Now our equation will be 3.14 times 3 times 3 times 19. 3.14 times 3 times 3 is equals to 28.26. 28.26 times 19 is equals to 536.94. Therefore, the volume for our first cylinder is equals to 536.94 cubic centimeter. For the second example, let's make our radius as 2 centimeter and our height as 32 centimeter. Now let's solve. Our equation will be 3.14 times 2 times 2 times 32. 3.14 times 2 times 2 is equals to 12.56. 12.56 times 32 is equals to 401.92. Therefore, our volume will be 401.92 cubic centimeter. For the last example, let's have our radius as 30 centimeter and our height as 60 centimeter. Now let's solve. Our equation will be 3.14 times 30 times 30 times 60. 3.14 times 30 times 30 is equals to 2,826. 2,826 times 60 is equals to 169,560. Therefore, our volume for the last example is equals to 169,560 cubic centimeter. Our discussion about getting the volume of the solid figure rectangular prism and cylinder are done. But let's have some reminders first. Thank you so much for watching and letting me be your math teacher for 2 minutes or so. I hope you liked and enjoyed and would subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye!